Hi, Ahmed. How are you?
How are you? Thank you very much for inviting us here.
Yeah, very happy to have you on the summit. I see that you have the branding. Everything is good with the shirt. I like it.
We have always to represent our company.
That's
Uh,
good. So before we dive into Dapi, the company, the markets, the clients, and everything that you do, which is amazing, and I'm following, I want the audience to know here a little bit about yourself. So give us some background before we dive into the company.
so uh, Prior to starting Dapi, I mean, my first job, I worked in a incubator called Sharjah Entrepreneurship Center. It got me basically learning a lot about early stage startups and what they're doing. Um, I was a product guy. I helped a lot of these companies in building their products. That is my expertise. But after a while, I just could not wait, and I wanted to join the trenches with entrepreneurs. So I left and started my company. Initially, it was a venture building company, but then I started focusing on one particular niche, which is I started fractional investing. So I built something called Dinaro, which was supposed to help people invest $5 and $10 into the U.S. stock market. The problem is in many of these emerging markets that I was targeting, there was no way to accept $5 or $10 without having to pay 1% plus, I don't know, fixed fee 20 or 30 or 50 cent processing fees. And that is just too much
Yeah.
when you're put your money in a bank account for a year and you just get a 1/4%. So I couldn't bring a product to the market where my customer will be worse off when they're just topping up their investment account, not even taking any risk, just for topping up the account. So as a entrepreneur, I start thinking there has to be a better way, and that kind of led to building Dappy. I mean, I have two other co-founders, and all of us were having similar issues. So my other co-founder was building a Venmo for Egypt, kind of like also was a problem because there was no way to move money cheaply between same country banks. And
Wow.
then the other co-founders building something like Mint. So all of us kind of had the same pain, which is around infrastructure, data, and payment. And then we decided to build Dappy.
Wow. So tell me, let's start with Dapi. Yes. What was the potential that you saw, and how did you come up with the product?
So I think initially we started off, at least me, myself, and my co-founder Aziz, we started off as, look, we're building this for our product only. So I have Denaro, he had something called Spendy. Like, we're gonna build this infrastructure, we're gonna use this for ourselves. But the more we dug deeper into the opportunity, the more we spoke to customers, the more we realized that DAP is a far, far, far bigger opportunity than Denaro or Spendy. And not to mention, I like B2B. I don't have to spend a lot of money to acquire my customers, which is a very massive problem if you're running a company that, let's say, targeting consumers. The customer acquisition cost is rapidly rising because of competition on consumer attention. So for us, that was the pivotal point where we decided, you know what, infrastructure is actually needed. It's the building block. We have to do this first. We can't build two things in the same time. So we just decided to give up our fancy, nice products, as good as they were, but that infrastructure was our focus.
So lead me through a use case of somebody that logs in on your system. What is the benefit here?
All right.
How does it look like?
So,
Yeah.
so similar to Plaid, our experience is basically you choose your bank. Once you choose your bank, you are, as an end user, prompted to enter your username and password. Once you do, Dapi is able to fetch that data and make payments. Now, this flow that I've just mentioned, we sell it as an SDK, which is like a bunch of code that we give it to developers to drop it in their apps. And so let's say if you're building a lending platform or you're lending a Venmo, and you want your users to link their bank account, using Dapi allows you to do so. So that's how we kind of are able to, an actual use case. I think a good customer is like, we have a company called Zena, which is building a Venmo for the region. and they use our technology. We connect their end users to their bank account, and they were enabling person-to-person transactions. So they are actually moving money without having to be in the flow of funds. That's the kind of use cases we're able to enable as Dapi.
Wow, and I'm sure everybody in the region knows Zina. I knew Zina. I never knew that you are the backbone of it over there.
It's a fantastic app. I use it myself all the time, and it's one of my favorites. I don't have to worry about entering IBANs or anything like that. All what happens in the background, Dapi logs in, adds your friend as a payee or as a beneficiary, and then it will move money to that beneficiary. So that's a very seamless user experience. Um, yeah, and there are numerous number of customers. I think we're surpassed. I don't have an accurate number, but I know that we're hovering in the late 20s, early 30 in terms of the number of customers. Yeah.
Nice. Wow. Yeah, these are products that all of us love to use. How quick is to set it up? Like if I'm a company like Zina.
So initially it wasn't that easy to set it up because they would have to integrate with our API. But then
Yeah.
over the time, we have a new product called SDK, which basically takes care of that back-end integration. And all you have to do is just customize the UI and the colors and the branding of that SDK. So effectively, that time has gone down from, I don't know, 2 weeks all the way to probably a couple of hours.
Wow. And like you mentioned Plate, I know that these companies are charging by the right by the calls, the API
Yeah.
calls. That's how you call it. And how do you charge? What is your business model?
So generally, Dapi so a lot of the aggregators are data first companies. We are a payment first company. And so that's a major differentiation between us and other competitor. So because we make money primarily from subscription, data a lot of the time is generally offered either waived or part of the package or at very deeply discounted rates that basically pretty much lower than most of the competitors. We make money just by charging a fixed fee. We tell you, okay, you can use it as much as you want, and let's just call it a day. See, that fixed fee goes up as the company grows, but generally, I think you'd have at least savings anywhere between 20 all the way to 80% if you're
Wow.
using us versus competitors. Yeah.
Wow, that's good to know. Yeah, so lead me through the markets that you're operating in, because now there are fintechs and neobanks and all kinds of apps are watching us right now, and they want to see if they can connect with you.
So I think because we're in the UAE, and the UAE is a very multicultural society with people from all over the world, what happened is we started getting inquiries, not just from Arab countries and MENA, but we got it from, let's say, in countries like Philippines and South Africa and Nigeria and Mexico. So we started actually building kind of integrations across different markets. Generally, MENA is a very high growing market, but it's still at early stage. If you really want to build a big company, it will take, I don't know, very long time. Probably will never reach the potential of the technology. We think that our technology is superior and better than many of other competitors, including those in North America. And we decided that why not expand beyond MENA? I know it's very unconventional for a company in MENA to expand to MENA. Traditionally, companies in MENA wait until, I don't know, the Uber of the world or the Stripes of the world that come in and acquire a local company. We decided that's not the path we want to do, and we wanted to compete with these companies.
Wow, I love it. So you have a bigger vision here. That's what you mean.
We hope so, right? Like we'll see how's this going to play out. But we believe in our technology and our team and the capability of our team and how we're able to basically. It would be interesting for us. It's also learning experience for us because there really isn't much. I know of one company that started in Dubai and maybe one or two. That's it. But they were SaaS, and eventually they had bigger markets outside MENA. I think it's wise for software companies to expand beyond their natural borders or natural markets.
Yeah, amazing. What can you tell me about the region in terms of let's go back to the region, the MENA region, about the banks, about the financial services. How does it look like from the inside over there?
I think there is a political will to basically improve the financial services and make it more accessible to larger um, segment of the population. Um, but I think you need like a catalyst or an accelerant to move that digital transformation and the modernization of financial services in the region quickly. I think companies like Dapi are basically are that catalyst that will move financial services and accelerate that movement toward more, I would say, unbundled. I traditionally banks in the region have pretty much were the only providers of the vast of services. I think over time, what we'll see hopefully is unbundling of those services. So you'll see companies that are doing lending, companies that are doing cards, companies that are doing mortgages. And I think that will enable a far greater access to average individual to financial services, which leads to a far better, economic activity and equality.
I actually I know some of your customers, and I was a few of them recommended me to have you on the summit. So it's you have a good name over there, and a lot of people recommended me to get in touch with you. Are you raising money, by the way? Where is the stage of that?
So we're raising money. We're in the process, and obviously, as you can imagine, if you're an investor, a lot of investors are pattern driven, right? They look at a pattern. Looks like a winning team, or you look at a particular scenario or setup, and that kind of drives your gut feeling about how you invest. I think one of the we have been received very positively from a lot of investors, but they are mostly sitting on the sideline waiting to see how's this going to play out, because they've never seen traditionally companies from MENA trying to enter the US market. That's just never happened before. So there's no mental shortcut for you to kind of be able to see that. I think they've seen plenty of companies coming from Israel to the US, but
Yeah.
they've never seen a company coming from, let's say, I don't know, like UAE or Egypt going the other way. So I think overall is positive experience, but I think we just have to prove a little bit more as we're during that fundraising process. But obviously it's a relationship building, so you basically have the first touch point, tell them I have this amazing dream. They tell you sure, maybe, let's see. And then as you go, you just show them actually your execution capability, and hopefully that would lead to, let's say, a a decision at some point. But we're good. We have some potential leads, and hopefully we should be able to announce something within the next 2-3 months.
Amazing. And I would love to also interview you again, taking the opportunity to say that. And maybe next time I want to also meet your co-founder.
Sure.
Right. I mean, you guys seem like to have a really good team and impressive team, and you have impressive clients. How can people get in touch, learn more about the product, everything you do?
So if you want to connect your end users connect to your end users bank accounts, please get in touch with Dapi. You can go to the website, fill a sales form, or just email me, Ahmed, Ahmed at dapi.co. We're always happy to answer any questions very quickly.
Amazing. So thank you very much. And I enjoyed the summit. A lot of people here will probably want to network with you and get in touch. And thanks a lot. I really enjoyed this, and I can't wait to see you again.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.